Hello friends, my name is Shayla and welcome to a week of reviews. So this is a week that I'm spending catching up on some things that I really wanted to review for you and I keep putting off filming. So I'm sitting down and doing all of this. I might be in the same outfit and the same glasses for the entire thing, so I apologize in advance if that bothers you. But what it comes down to is it's time to do some review. Let's start with a manga review. And this is one that I actually DNF'd during the Fall Into Manga Love readathon that I hosted, and that is Count Fujiwara's Suffering. I definitely felt like I was suffering with Count Fujiwara. So Count Fujiwara is our little cat friend here. Fujiwara, or Count is his name, Fujiwara is the family name, is living with two girls. We have our daughter here. She's 16, 17, I can't remember. But she is what they call a NEET, where she stays at home, she doesn't do anything but like play video games and things. And a lot of that is due to anxiety from the way things are written. And then we also have the other sister, the younger sister, who has a sister complex. When it comes to this kind of a story, I expected the art to be pretty fan servicey. I mean, you can kind of tell from the cover here, so I wasn't that surprised when I ran into some of that within my reading. The part that really affected me a lot was the sister complex with the younger sister. I mean, it's very extreme. We're talking about, you know, depicting the nosebleeds. Like, the way she talks is incredibly uncomfortable, especially to me. I mean, I don't have sisters, so I don't really relate to that. I thought I was walking into something that was going to have more depth than what I got. And I read about 200 pages of this omnibus, so I gave it a good fair shot before I stopped. And I could not make myself keep going. I even tried to pick it up after the readathon again, and I just couldn't make myself do it. So the art in and of itself, let me see if I can find, there's an okay one. The art is okay. I really like it. Like, I think the girls are drawn pretty cute and all those kinds of things. So it wasn't like an art style issue. It was strictly the content within the story. I mean, there are so many times where our NEET style character is basically put at a point where she's naked and things that it was just uncomfortable. So I know that this is going to be really fun for somebody else, but for me, I thought I was getting a cute story about two sisters and a cat. So I'm going to read the back to you so you know that I'm kind of what I was expecting getting into this. As a cat, that noblest of animals, the Count has high expectations for his human servants. Unfortunately for him, the Fujiwara sisters are about as dysfunctional as it gets. Shizuka is a shut-in whose only contact with the outside world is her live stream. Yumiko, meanwhile, has a rather extreme love-hate relationship with her big sis. Can Count Fujiwara handle these two perplexing creatures, or will his meows fall on deaf ears? You know, so from that, it sounded like the younger sister had a lot of adoration, but she also didn't like what her sister was doing with her life because, you know, her sister is now only a YouTuber. She's not attending school or anything else like that. And like I say, there's a lot more to it in the story. I mean, technically, I believe she's a former idol, and that's why there's anxiety, and I think that's why she doesn't go to school. I didn't get the full story on that, obviously, because I was so turned off that I didn't want to find out the rest of her story. When it comes to Count Fujiwara's suffering, the parts with the Count, the cat, were hilarious. I loved the Count's monologue. That's what made this story enjoyable for me, but there are other manga out there where I can get that fix that I need with the cat without having to deal with all the extra stuff it's wrapped up in. Because I don't like the extra stuff it's wrapped up in. It wasn't enjoyable to me. And I tried to get into, like, I wanted to figure out more about this sister who's a NEET, but I could not push myself to keep going because other stupid stuff kept getting in the way. So, like I say, I'm just not the person for this manga. There are definitely people out there who would enjoy this. If it sounds like something you would enjoy, let me know. I'm happy to sell it to you at a discounted rate and send it your way. So it's one of those things where this was just a miss for me, which is sad because it's a really well-made, floppy, opens really easy omnibus. Like, I don't feel like the spine's gonna crack on me. It's well made. So like for manga, for a big omnibus like this, it's very well made. And I don't think it's gonna fall apart anytime soon. Yen Press did a really good job with this. It's just, I'm not a fan of the contents within this beautiful omnibus. And that made me really sad. I really wanted to love this. It is rated for older teen, so I'm sure it doesn't cross the line too far anywhere. But there's just some things like on her live stream where she basically almost ends up stripping and some things like that and it's the cat that gets in the way and blocks everything. And so the cat's there to protect her, but still it's like one of those things where I don't understand the motivations and the why of this manga, especially, you know, considering I was like more than a third of the way in. Yeah, because I think I got a little further than that. I was like over 200 pages into this. We were just about to hit the summer chapter, and you know, of course they're going to be skimpy and it's going to be ridiculous, but that's about where I stopped if you've read through it. So anyways, this felt like I was suffering through it. Each time I read a chapter, I would put it down, close my eyes, shake my head, and just wonder why. So this is just one that was a miss for me. I'm really sorry that I didn't love it because I really did try and I wanted to enjoy it. So again, if you think this is up your alley, DM me on Twitter and let me know. And yes, so there are my thoughts on Count Fujiwara's Suffering. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned the rest of this week for more in this lineup. Bye.